All right, good evening. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the SFPL Finals Preview. Tonight, we have an action packed, exciting show planned for you, and I'll be here for the next hour with my co host, Elton Tucker. So, Elton Tucker, how you doing, man?
I'm doing just great. Doing just great. It's glad to know that I'm in the middle of cricket. Just I could say coming off of a tour in down in St. Croix with
Mhm.
Myrtle Grove. We have a very good time down there, and I'm looking forward for the weekend again coming up full of cricket.
All
So
right.
it's all about cricket, and I think including myself and all the other guys, they are very excited about this coming weekend.
All right. Good stuff, good stuff. Myrtle Grove, incidentally, one of the teams that will be here tonight. They're actually in the finals of Division 1. But before we get to that, we will be speaking first to the Division 3 finalists, Akil, Katara, and Priyanfa. This weekend at 9 a.m., we will have all three finals by Central Broward Regional Park. Division 3 finals, Central Broward Regional 1 and 2, starting at 10 a.m. That will be Atlantic versus YGCA at 9 a.m. in the Central Broward Regional Stadium. It will be the Palm Beach Hurricanes team taking on South India. And at 2:30, the big one, the Division 1 final, Googlies Cricket Club versus Myrtle Grove CC. All right, exciting stuff. Welcome to the show, to the Atlantic captain, Priyanfa, and also Akil from YGCA. How are you doing, guys?
You're doing good. Actually, I'm the acting captain.
Yeah,
I'm not the
Yeah.
captain. Andrew is the official captain. I'm representing him.
All right, absolutely. All right, so along with making the finals, Pri and Akil, both teams have obviously been promoted to Division 2 based on your exploits this season. Akil, I want to start with you. Tell me a little bit about your season and your path to the finals.
yeah. We started the season off pretty well. I think we had a good streak of like 3 or 4 games that we won, and then we had a big break in the middle, and I think that kind of disrupted with our streak a little bit. So we lost a few games, and then our playoffs was kind of under question, and then we made the playoffs at sixth place, so at the bottom of the table, but we won the quarterfinals and the semifinals to get to the stage we
All
are right
right,
now.
awesome. So, interestingly,
And yeah.
YGCA is a youth team, youngest team in our league, a team with 15-year-olds to 17, 18-year-olds. And I must say, a lot of folks in the league, we're proud of what you guys achieved, and certainly finishing in the fifth or sixth place, and then having to beat your sort of much more established opponents to get to the finals in knockout games must be a thrilling thing for you as captain.
Yeah, it gave us a lot of experience against teams that have played a lot more matches than us, but it gives us a lot of experience and a lot of it's a big morale booster going into the finals, knowing that we can beat these teams, and then gives us more of a confidence against
Yeah.
in the finals.
Now, pre Atlantic, the oldest team in South Florida Premier League, started the season, I would say, a little bit slow, but you guys really sort of picked up in the middle. What do you think attributed to that, to you guys gaining that sort of momentum pre to finish in the fifth place and also, like YGCA, winning those crucial knockout games to get into the finals?
Yeah, we started a little slow actually because we did not have our players.
Mm.
Once um, we have sort of our players back, we um, barely did not have a full team in any games. One of our openers, Stefan, is still out for injuries. And you know that everyone talking about contribution that Rohan has done to the team, and he joined middle of the season. So as Matt, um, his contribution actually made a huge difference. But once we have our sort of the full team back,
Mhm.
um, we were competitive enough to go through the season. The reason actually we were in number five,
Mhm.
um, we only lost first two games. Then after that, and there were two tie games too. Um, that's kind of put us in that position.
All right, awesome. Is there a particular moment in the season that you think gave your team the belief that you guys could reach the finals?
We, as you know, that we have much more experienced players in the team. We always believed that we can be competitive against any team. Um, the issue we always had availability of the players or injury issues. Once we kind of sort that thing out, we start to play like the way that we have been playing. That's what, and then actually, like I said, um, Rohan contribution made a huge difference.
Mhm.
I mentioned that one is specifically if someone has 150 betting average, that make a difference, right? And then within 4 games to put 500 runs, uh, that is something special. That's the reason I mentioned that. Otherwise, it's a team contribution, and we have good group of players that like to play together and respect each other. That's the secret behind actually our success.
Awesome. Now, Akil, what about for YGCA? Is there a particular moment within this season that you felt gave your team the belief that you could get to the finals?
I think when we had that streak of the 3 or 4 games we won in a row, we started to believe that we can win more games and reach the playoffs and then eventually the finals because our last 2 seasons we only won 2 or 3 games in the entire season. And we started this season off almost, I think we almost won four games out of the first 5 or 6 we played. And
Mhm.
yeah, we started losing a few games afterwards, but in that moment when we won those a lot of games in a row, we felt we could reach the finals.
All right. Now, do you reckon you guys are the underdogs or favorites going into this final?
I think we would be considered the underdogs because the other team is obviously a lot more experienced and a lot an older, more established team than us. And our last few couple of seasons, we didn't get anywhere near the playoffs. But I think we have the team and the form right now to win the playoff, to win the final.
Do you feel any pressure? I mean, Akil just mentioned that your team would be considered the favorites for this final. Do you feel any pressure going into this final to beat the young YGCA, Young Genius team?
Absolutely not. See, cricket, we are talking about cricket, right? And how you apply yourself. Now, how the game plays on the field is what give you the result. Yes, you can have experience that comes into play, but we are playing on a synthetic turf and does not make that much of a difference. And how we adjust ourselves to pressure situation is what make a difference probably between our team and the young genius. And I must say I head off to these youth the way that they have approached this season. I know our game did not complete because of bad weather, but um, it's well done for the season, and don't think that you are playing against established team or anything. You just take one game at a time the same way that you play the other games, and approach the game. And that's what we are going to do as well. Whatever the experience we have, and no matter how many big names that we have, how we go and apply ourselves um, during the game is what going to give us whatever the results, and that's what we are expecting to do.
Awesome. No, Akil, any key players for your team that you want to highlight that have perhaps either done well throughout the season or who we can look out for in these finals coming up on Sunday.
I think most of our players, each game, there's someone different that's contributing the most. But some people that have contributed a lot, our opener, Pranav, he's been scoring consistently in the top, making runs. And if we come to our bowling, one of our opening bowlers, Ishan, he's been swinging the ball well up front and getting the early wickets for us.
All right, awesome. And what about Division Two? You obviously have been promoted to Division Two. How do you feel about going into Division Two and any sort of expectations of your team?
We're excited. We face more challenging teams. It gives us more experience with these teams, and obviously better for us into the future. Expectations wise, I don't have much expectations. Just play the way we did this season and take it one game at a time.
Awesome. Pre, what about you? Any players to look out for in the Atlantic team?
Yeah, as you know, there are many veterans players in the team. Specifically, I mentioned our opener. Rohan has been in form and he has been making runs.
Mhm.
And there are a few other players in the team that capable of doing that, and Ashton is there actually. So as Tom um, and Hazard, and there are many other players that who are capable of making enough runs. When it's come to bowling front, it's led by Vasu, who is capable of um, moving the ball uh, with or without any wind help. Um, and everyone in the team is capable of contributing
Mhm.
some way, and pretty much most of them are all rounders. So if someone failing, we have options to go to someone else.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna wrap this segment up shortly. Tucker, anything from you?
I just want to ask Akil just a short question. Is Akil, I know you're carrying, as a captain, you're carrying a young team through the season. Um, Oh, is it hard to deal with these young guys, or I mean, they all just fall into place? Um, Coming up through, we played what, like 10 games? How hard it
Mhm.
is to bring these youths together, and was it easy for you as the captain?
I think we play with each other a lot outside of SFPL as well. So we know each other a lot, and we have an understanding of what each and every one of us can do. And for example, when it comes to the field, where each of us fields, so it takes some pressure off me, when it comes to setting the field or any other decisions I have to make. And obviously, we are younger, so there would be some immaturity there, but I don't think it's not too much pressure onto me.
And I played against your team, I think, a couple of years ago, and I did even took some pictures with some of the youths, and they were very confident. And I hope that you and your team will get to the final and do very good. For for pre, I'm just gonna say wish you all the best. I mean, your team is a team that I used to play with, so I know quite a few of the guys, and wishing you all the best on Sunday.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Certainly wishing both teams all the best as well. Just a quick rapid fire, a couple of rapid fire questions for Pre and also Akil. Pre, your favorite format: T20, ODIs, or Tests?
Test
Your dream venue to play at?
in Florida.
Sure.
In Florida, it's CBRP, but in the world, um, um, in the world, I don't have that much experience outside Sri Lanka. Is my home ground is Gold Stadium.
What's your biggest superstition before a game?
Mm, Not really have any superstitions.
Okay. Akil, bat or ball first?
Bat.
Your most annoying teammate on the field.
uh,
Careful.
um, I think it changes. I think we're all a little bit, we got a little bit annoying in us.
All right. And one word to best describe your team.
Confident.
I didn't hear that.
Confident.
Confident. Nice. All right. There you have it. Um, YGCA, the Young Genius Academy team, confident of a victory this week in the Division 3 final. Pre, also just as bullish. Guys, thanks for being here. We're going to end this segment now for Division 3, and we're going to move to the Division 2 final, Palm Beach Hurricanes and South India, where we will have captain and vice captain Joseph Palmer and Antonica Scott, and also Anir Ban, the vice captain of the South India team. Guys, thank you very much for being here.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for having us.
All right, so let's now move to the next segment. Mr. Tucker.
Okay. Thank you guys. See you on Sunday.
All right, so we're gonna have Antonica Scott and Anir Ban. Anir Ban, Antonica Scott. How are you guys doing?
Great,
Doing good,
great.
doing
How are
good.
you?
Pretty good. All right, so we have the finals, the Division Two finals of SFPL coming up in the stadium at 9 a.m. Congratulations to both units for getting to the final of the South Florida Premier League Division Two competition, but also for gaining promotion to Division One. Akil, and Anibran, I'm going to start with you. Tell me a little bit about how does it feel to be in a final, and also to after getting demoted to Division Two last season, gaining promotion right away.
Yeah, glad you asked that because anyway, I was gonna start with that point. Like last season was horrible for us, and and honestly, like we were not finding the rhythm, not finding the tempo, and most importantly, the root cause behind that was being unable to have the entire team, the full team in strength, right? So that's where it's all started falling apart. But this season, the first thing we did in between the season, like we did a thorough scouting of players, and obviously we look for the quality, but more to that, we look for the players which were committed to us the team, right? And finally, we were able to form a team where we were always able to have those guys available to play for us, and it actually made difficult for us for the team management to decide to finalize the playing 11, right? We always had to actually uh, keep some guys out of the playing 11, and they also kind of supported throughout the season from time to time. Whenever they got a chance, they came in and they performed. And we started this season with that intent that we have to move up. Like there's no way we are going to stay here, and probably that helped us.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Scott. Talk to me about the Palm Beach Hurricanes team. Obviously, the Palm Beach Hurricanes team also was demoted from Division One last season after a pretty poor season. I think the general consensus around the cricketing community was that a lot of teams would have been happy to see this. In fact, there were even instances of songs and parties that were being spoken about. Talk to us about that process of Palm Beach Hurricanes getting demoted to Division Two and the intense this season.
Yeah, last season was very rough. We were missing few key players for crucial games, and our team we wasn't gelling as a unit. and I think that cost us as much talent as we have. We weren't gelling as a unit, so we couldn't win. Um, and then losing some of the games that we felt like we should have won, kind of brought the moral of the team down. Um, Me personally, I think us going to Division 2 was kind of a blessing in disguise. Brought us closer together as a unit, and our performance shows. So I think that was a good thing for us.
All right, awesome. And obviously, as I mentioned, both teams have come right back and has gotten promotion to D1. Anirban, is there a particular moment in the season that really gave your team the confidence where you felt that you would get to the finals?
Actually, the season started pretty well. We started winning matches finally. Like, when I remember in the last season, we were not even able to win one match, right? So at least that was the starting point. Like, we had a great start, and I think couple of matches in between where we kind of fell short, but otherwise the rhythm was always there, and the team was very dedicated to achieve this result.
Yeah. Now, what about your season? How has your season gone? Who would you say would have been sort of your sort of key performers this season?
Yeah, so we had couple of those players who really made the difference. Like, batting wise, I think everyone knows he has Soju, like the well-known name Soju, and also Vivin. They contributed a lot in batting, and bowling wise, our captain Dinesh was there, who was starting our bowling, and like was delivering right from the beginning of the matches, right, and getting the swings and all the stuff. And also we had Goodwin, who also contributed much. Uh, Apart from that, also we have a young player included in our team at this moment, who is a batting
Mhm.
all-rounder, Srish. He's just around 17 years of age, and he really contributed a lot in this team's progress. He stabilized the top order batting. He bowled in more than few matches. He bowled really well, and like he was an all-round performer for our team.
Awesome. Scott, what about for the Hurricanes? At what point did the team feel confident that they would get to the final?
Well, I don't know about the whole team, but I felt confident once the season started. But I would say we started hitting our stride probably about 2 to 3 games in the season once we finally, because we had some new players adding to the team, such as Frederick Brown. Everyone knows Shamari coming back into the squad. So we kind of just had to find a way for everyone to start gelling. But once the captain got the rotation going properly, it wasn't nothing stopping us but ourselves at that point.
What about the key performances throughout the season?
So biggest performance, obviously, Mr. Roger Tracy. Great batting performance throughout the season, keeping us atop of the tables. Also, bowling wise, Frederick Brown, top class performances. So just all around good team performance. But those two guys have really propelled us to where we are now, as far as giving us confidence that not just one or two people are going to perform. Everyone is gelling. So I feel we're in a good space as far as a unit right now.
I think you left out yourself. I think you were a pretty good performer as well.
Yeah, but I like to highlight other guys. I don't like to mention myself when I'm giving out, credit to where.
Tucker,
Uh,
anything for
Yeah,
these guys?
yeah. There's I guess the captain, Mr. Palmer, is not here, so I'll throw two at Scott. The first one I'm gonna ask Scott is it a plan to hit a six in the first over in every match that you played, Scott?
First
And
over, first
and
ball.
first ball
First
and
ball.
first over. First ball and first over. Okay.
So it's not
and
it's not necessarily a plan, um, but based on what roles we play in the team, I'm the aggressor up top. So first ball, last ball, if it's in that area, it's got to go.
Again, the second question is, does your team, Palmer is not here, so since you're acting for Palmer, you got to take the blow at the top. Um, do you feel pressured in winning the final because your team was in D1 last year and you was demoted? So do you feel pressured now in winning in order to go back up to Division 1 from
So
Division 2?
so there's no pressure to win. Like I said, we're the only one that can stop ourselves. No disrespect to South India, obviously, they are in the finals for a reason. But based on my confidence in my guys that I have in my team, um, it would just be us that's stopping us. So we wasn't. I don't think we're really under any pressure. Just go out there and play a natural game.
Yeah, because even though you already will be promoted to Division 1, it's like there's so many people expecting that you'll be going to Division 1, but you'll be going to Division 1 with a force
Hmm.
by
Yeah.
by by winning.
Yeah, I agree. But I think uh, the people are more under pressure because they're so worried about what Palm Beach Hurricanes is doing. I don't think Palm Beach Hurricane is as worried as everyone else is. So I just think, like I said, we're the only ones that can stop ourselves. So we just go out there and play our game, and the result will show for itself.
Okay, so thank you for your answer, and I'm gonna say to Aniban, I'm gonna say wish you and your team all the best on Sunday.
Thank you.
And the same to you for Scott. You guys, hope you both have good games, and wishing you all the best.
All
Appreciate it.
right.
Thank you.
Right before we end this segment,
Thank you.
again, guys, we have some rapid fire. Anirban, I'm going to start with you. Favorite cricketer of all
Uh,
time?
Sachin
Best
Tendulkar.
sledge you've heard on a cricket field or said?
Oh, like in person,
Yeah,
me?
best sledge that you've heard or said or you've given on a cricket.
Oh no, no, I don't get involved in much talking.
Right?
So most of our games are pretty normal, like yeah. But Scott, I'm not expecting anything also in finals. Okay.
Hey, what hurts more, Anirban? Making a duck or a drop catch?
Drop catch any day.
Scott, if not cricket, what sport?
That's a good question. Probably track and field.
What's your go-to shot under pressure?
Anything straight down the ground.
Your most annoying teammate on the cricket field?
English.
All right, guys. There you have it. Division Two finalists. Vice captains, actually, incidentally, of both teams. Antonica Scott for the Palm Beach Hurricanes, Aniban Nadar of the South India team. Um, guys, thank you very much for being here tonight. Best of luck for the finals, and I'll see you guys this Sunday. Game starts 9 a.m. at Central Broward Regional Stadium. Thank you, guys. We'll now move to the third segment, which will be the big one, the Division One final. Last year's um, defending champions, actually, Googlies, and well, actually, Googlies is the defending champions of T20. Myrtle Grove is the defending champions. Let me just jump over. Now, Mr. Dean Morgan
Yes, sir.
and Ricky Nair. I think I might have gotten that wrong. So Googlies won the last two T20 tournaments, but Myrtle Grove is actually the defending champions. Am I correct, sir?
Yes.
All right.
I thought it was BCC. No, Dean.
I think it was. I thought it was BCC.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
BCC,
Like,
right.
it was BCC.
BCC. We haven't. Based on what I've heard, we have not won. division, we have not won 30 overs in what? Almost 7 years?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a long time. But you've made a lot of finals.
Yeah, but we have been to quite a few finals since I've been around.
All right. All right. So the grand final, Googlies versus Myrtle Grove. Welcome, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Good,
Excellent.
Roger.
Good.
So Rick and I, we're here again. Obviously, you were on the show the last time, and I think what I said the last time was you've obviously made a habit of making these finals and winning these tournaments. First with BCC, and now your third straight final with this Googles team, first in 30 over. What are the expectations of your team going into this final, and how does it feel to make another final of SFPL?
Thank you, Roger. Yes, we've made quite a few finals, but there are two finals that I remember losing, and they were both to Myrtle Grove. So, there's no underestimation in terms of the team that they are, the roster that they have. In terms of like our expectations, we don't like to play with them because I think it puts more pressure on you. So the next day we're gonna end up doing the same thing, going to work and doing, we think of it that way. So there's no pressure and you just enjoy the game. I think at the end of the day, with playoffs, it usually comes down to doing the basics well instead of over analyzing or trying to do something special that you haven't been doing all season.
All right. Dean Morgan, talk to me about your season and how it's gone. You think you guys have played good cricket. You've lost one game this season. Talk to me about your sort of pathway to the finals. Any sort of ups and downs. What would you describe as the low points of your season and also some of the highs?
I mean, good evening, Mr. Tucker, Mr. Roger, Wikinaya. Um, to be honest with you, cricket. Cricket comes with a whole heap of roller coaster. It has its own ups and downs. Everybody have their own internal affairs, their difficulties at times because of the game again. We go through heated moment, heated conversation. But for the season itself, yeah, we lost one game, which was an eye opener for us. We lose to Googlies, which is a team that we don't underestimate because they play good cricket and they're always competitive. They are one of the teams who always keep Myrtle Grove on the tip of their toe. So I mean, for us as a team, we go through the motion basically of doing the best that we possibly can. We don't try to do anything like I've always said, my guys. There's no Superman in the team. Everybody is just as important as the next guy. So whatever effort each individual put out on the day, that's going to be the end result at the end of the day.
Right. Now, this final is obviously going to be played in the stadium. Going to be played on turf. Ricky, do you think the toss will be a crucial factor in this finals?
I think we're playing the second game, so at 2:30, I don't think it's going to be too much of a factor. The game that you guys are playing for Division 2 might be a factor due to the dew and in the morning, so I don't think it's going to play too much of a role. Personally, like I said before, I think it's going to be down to the basics. Whoever takes the catches and whoever sticks to doing the basics right is going to win the game.
Tucker, what do you think about this final? Which team would you describe as the favorites for this final?
Well, you said after the final or before the final? Well, even it doesn't really say kind of matters much to say whether it's after or before. It's like both teams are playing very good cricket,
Yeah.
and I can say that because I've streamed quite a few games with these teams, and I think I've seen a little more, even more than the captain of some of the things that goes on, and I can say for Googlies, it's like they got their thing together, and Myrtle Grove need to, if they want to come out on top, they got to get their stuff together because I've seen Googlies play quite a few games that I record not too long ago, and it's like for some reason when they're out there, it just seems like they are so confident that It's like they're just playing their game, and it's like they're telling themselves that we got it, guys. Don't worry about it. We're gonna win. With all the excitement, we're gonna win. And for some reason, it's like they go through, and everything is so calm. They played. They look so much that they played together, and you have to say they play together because they're winning. Now, from Myrtle Grove have a very good team, and all Myrtle Grove need to do is go out and play good cricket. And overall, we expect to see two teams that go out and play some good cricket this weekend.
Well, some would say Myrtle Grove have someone on their team, Stephen Taylor, who seems to just score 100 every time he turns up. So, and incidentally, Stephen Taylor just made a double hundred on the weekend and a century. So they would be feeling very, very confident. Dean Morgan, um, the odds, looking at what the odds makers are saying right here, and it's a dead heat. It's 1-1, to be honest. Not sure there's a favorite, but do you feel any extra pressure because both teams, are sort of right there?
I mean, there is really no pressure to be honest with you, Roger, because we've been playing good cricket and knowing our team momentum. Once we
Mhm.
play consistent cricket the way that we have been in the last what maybe in the last 10, 11 games. That's what we like. We don't like that 2 week and 3 week break. Once we have the momentum where we can play cricket and get good match practice, that's what I've always emphasized to my guys. Once we get match practice, make we get match practice as much as we can, bowlers, batters, and that will help us to prepare because we don't have any other time to train outside of coming on the sun and play cricket. So getting match practice, getting time in other crease, bowlers bowling good areas when they come on to game time. Those are that's the basic things. So there's really no added pressure. I mean, having Stephen Taylor in our team, and again, we're not just one nucleus of one person. Myrtle Grove is never a one person team because it's always somebody putting up their hand at crucial time, crucial situations, and pull the team through right through the years since I've been the captain, and even before that, it's never just one person bringing the batting or the bowling. There's always two-person individual, two-person different at crucial time, like I said, putting up their hands and contributing big and significant when it matters the most.
Who would you say, Dean, have been the top performers for your team this season? And who can
We
we
have,
look out for?
I mean, look out for everybody. Not just basically look out for everybody because, like I said, you cannot pinpoint Dean Morgan alone. I'm not just me. You got Omari Williams. You got Stephen Taylor. You got Dalla Powell, which is Sherwin Powell. We have what 3 or 4 guys in our team who have scored centuries. Sherwin Powell have scored 2 centuries. Stephen Taylor have scored 2 centuries. Damian no batting down in the middle order already scored a century. We got Phil Davis as an all-rounder who chip in down in the lower order. We have Lesman as our batsman keeper, myself. So clearly, it's not just one person bringing the ship to sail. It's literally everybody contribution significantly. So I'm not gonna pinpoint anybody because our team have what it takes at any given time between our 5 to 6 or 7 batsmen in our top order is capable enough to score a century at any given time, without a doubt.
All right, awesome. Ricky, what about your team? Who have been the top performers so far for this season?
Yeah, I mean, just like Myrtle Grove and just like Dean said, I agree that they have a lot of match winners and everybody is somebody to look out for and they stand up whenever is necessary. So that's why they're such a dangerous team. On our team, it's very similar, and I think that's why one ranked one team and two are playing the final, right? So
Mhm.
even in the league stage, that those were the rankings, and the two best teams made it, and that's because they don't just depend on one person to be able to win them the game every time. It's not with the way Division One is and with the way the competition is, especially after so many seasons that have been filtered out. Division One is challenging every single game. So because of that, if you're at number one or number two, you've been doing something right and you're playing as a team. In terms of individual performances, I would say Mohib has probably been the most consistent. He has 300s this season. He's been batting really well. He's always high up in the wickets. I think our captain is leading from the front. He's gotten a different role this season. He's opening the batting, he has 100, and he's been very consistent as well. And everybody else is just chipping in and doing their job.
All right, I think you're a little bit more than chipping in yourself, but
Like Scott said, it's better to highlight other people, right?
yeah. Is there any particular matchups that you're looking forward to in this final? Is it sort of a chess game between captains Amit Khatri and Dean Morgan? Is there a particular bowling or batting matchup that you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, thanks to Mr. Tucker, I think that it becomes a chess game because of all the video footages that are available now. He does such a good job. Even last week, we saw Myrtle Grove, like you mentioned before. Stephen made a double hundred and all that. So all that footage is there to see. They're in form, and the biggest point of difference is that they have a lot of experience playing on turf wicket. A lot of their players, especially Stephen Taylor. So we are looking at matchups, but at the same time, it's not that might be plan A, but you have to be able to play cricket right and just do the basics right. I think, yeah, we have a few plans, but with the quality of the players that they have, we have to make sure that we have backups as well.
Now, Dean, I know you're very confident, so Ricky is a little bit guarded regarding the plans that they have, but I'm pretty sure, like Vibrators, you'll just tell us what the plans are because you're very confident either way.
No, I'm always, I'm always that type of person who once I step in the room, you're gonna know that I'm in the room regardless. But yeah, we're not riding on no confidence. To be honest with you, we're just a good set of players. We're just a good team. Not taking anything out from Googlies. Since I've known Ricky since when almost 10 years, playing on teams and playing against each other. It's always been a rival, and there's always competition once it come on to Ricky and I and the guys around him. It's never just they're gonna lay down and you're just gonna take what you want. It's never that type of ball game. So we have to come. There's no real specific plan. So we just have to come and play cricket on the day. I mean, you're playing on a different surface. We used to playing on the Oscar turf every Sunday. It's been much months since we played on the Southfield in Brand Piccolo. So coming in the stadium now, we have to adjust ourselves, and we can adjust ourselves now and playing on the surface. That will, have the outcome at the end of the day. We have to basically adjust ourselves and adapt to the changes that from the elements that we're used to, and just play good cricket on the day.
Can you be a little bit more specific as to what those adjustments will be, moving from the Astra surface to the natural turf wicket?
I mean, playing on the surface, no, like even for myself, I haven't played on the turf, for a good little time, and if the ball might not bounce as high as it does on the Ascot turf, you might not get a spongy bounce. It might come off a little bit quicker. The ball might swing a little bit more, whether it be through the air or off the surface. So those are things that we have to bear in mind to adjust ourselves towards, because again, the pitch could be cracking up. It could be a green top grass that we're playing on. It could be strictly clay where it's just flat, white pitch where it's probably good for batting or bowling. So we have to basically adjust ourselves and get acclimatized early to the condition and the playing surface that we're about to play this final on.
All right. Last one here from me before I bring Mr. Tucker in. Dean, Myrtle Grove has made many finals over the last, I'm going to say 5 or 6 years. And one of the, I'm going to say, accusations leveled against Myrtle Grove is that under pressure, this team tends to fold. Is that a fair criticism of Myrtle Grove?
That is not a fair criticism. There is always going to be criticism, because at the end of the day, when the team is doing well, nobody have anything critical to say about criticizing anything as far as that goes. But the moment when they get to a certain stage and it look like it happens, it's a game of cricket. It's the nature of the game. We're not gonna always be performing excellent. Yeah, and we understand that we may perform coming into the preseason to the back end of the cricket, where we should actually rise ourselves a little bit higher to dominate and to showcase our exhibition at that time. So really and truly, it's not a fair criticism. To me, just cricket itself. And yeah, people have a bad day, and not everybody is really built for finals. To be honest with you, because again, certain people might be able to manage the pressure when it comes on the final. Like prime example for myself, yeah, I'm already brainstorming on the cricket. Today is Wednesday. Now that I brainstorm, I think about the cricket and not excessive to the point where I'm already in the game because I can't play the game for my living room. But mentally, just thinking about the opposition, thinking about the nucleus of my team, what we're gonna have to do on that day, which mean So as far as the criticism goes, it's not something that I'm gonna say. Yeah, it's indefinite because we have won championships before. So again, we have lost championships and we have won championships. So the statement that we fall under pressure is not the realistic part of it.
Okay. Now, Ricky, Tucker mentioned earlier about one thing he has noticed with your team is that you're always calm under pressure. Even when you're under pressure, it's never too obvious from the outside. Um, how do you guys sort of manage to control those emotions? And do you actually feel the pressure, but is there a way of sort of not showing it? How would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, there you always feel the pressure, even if you played 1 year, you played 30 years. I don't think the feeling goes away. It's just how you handle it. That's what changes. I think it comes with having the leadership that we have. We have experience. We played. This is personally for mine since the leagues have joined. I played every final, so being able to repeat that and just going through the process over and over again, it teaches you that okay, this is what I did wrong in the last game or the last tournament. This is what I need to fix, and this is how I need to improve and behave in the same situation. So I think that experience is very relevant, and a lot of our guys have been there and done that in those pressure situations. So when you have leadership like that, it definitely helps calm the team down. Like Mr. Tucker also mentioned, just that quiet confidence that we have that no matter what the situation, we can get out of it or we can win from that situation. Whether it's taking the wickets, we just add two to the scoreboard and say, okay, if we can get 2 wickets in this over, we can win this game. Or if we can get 10 more runs, we can defend the run. So just having that success in the past, I believe, just like Dean said as well, winning is a habit, right? What they've been doing this season, we've done really well this season. So uh, that those putting all those things together kind of gives you that calm demeanor where we feel like no matter what situation we're in, we're good problem solvers and we'll be able to figure out a way out.
Right. Tucker, by the way, before I jump to Tucker, fans, if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. Myself, Mr. Tucker, Dean, and Ricky will be here to answer. So any questions, go ahead and drop those in the comments. Tucker.
Yeah, I just wanna throw this at both captains, Dean Morgan and Ricky Naik. Throughout the season, can you remember one team that you played that out of all the games that you played, that they were the hardest game throughout the season? Can you
Dean?
remember one team that you can just pinpoint and said, when we played that team, that was the hardest game throughout the season? And
I
this is
think
for both captains.
I think the two teams that you want us to mention are here already, Tucker.
You know what? Yeah, two games. The semifinal against they what Sunrisers. They give us a challenge. What that was the in the preliminary round trading part. That was like what 3 weeks, 3 weeks prior to the semifinal. They had us on the run, and we so happened to get back, won that game. That is a team that really give us that I can really recall vividly that challenge us 2 times out of the entire season. Yeah, the game I would have against Googlies, but apart from that, they came the closest 2 times to beat us. And apparently, like I had told them, experience, we can mention that we experienced what we had. And I told them, after the semifinal, that we beat them again because of experience, because they were crucial points where they were in control. And for some reason, they lost that control. We get back that control, and then the victory came our side. So Sunrise has really challenged us twice. that I can
Yeah.
remember of.
We had the same experience. I mean, it's my ex team BCC, both in the regular season and in the semifinal where Mr. Tucker was. It was a really tough game. The first game we played, we won only by 15 runs after scoring 250 plus. So we only won that one by 15 runs, and it was the same thing. I think they had the game even in the semifinal under control, but it was just whoever kept their was able to kind of see through everything and kind of go through all the pressure. They won, and it comes down to the pressure in those situations. I always tell my team that yes, you want to do well in the league stage, but the real season and the real tournament starts when the playoffs start, because it's knockout time, and if you can handle that during that time, then the league stage becomes a lot easier for the next season.
Awesome. Guys, any personal goals going into this final? A big score, a 5-wicket haul, or just simply a win?
Again, for me, I try not to go too far ahead at the moment. I try to stay in the present as much as possible. Yeah, realistic question, but 90 could win a final. I'm not gonna say 250 or 300 or anything big, but realistically, I mean, it's cricket. We know cricket play, and it's being physical end of the day. I'm not gonna tell you that I'm looking forward for us to score 250, 260. Yeah, if that happens on the day, then that's fine. But whatever it is that the outcome may be, what if we make 170? Then we're gonna have to defend 170. But realistically, based on the way how we're playing, the way the batters in Myrtle Grove team have been batting, like I said, we have Sherwin Powell who scored 2 centuries so far, Stephen Taylor, Damon Rowe, I could name it. We're all aware of all these players that is in the team. So at any given time, somebody can put their hand up and come up with something big. So I'm not gonna say, I'm expecting anything big until when the days actually come and we're on the cricket field and play the cricket the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, for me, my personal goal in the final is to make one more run than Myrtle Grove.
I like that. Guys, I know Myrtle Grove, travels with a huge fan base. According to Manav, I think you guys going to have a fair amount of fans at the finals as well. Ricky, any message for your fans before ahead of this big game?
I would say that the support is really important for in a long time. This is the first time, thanks to you and the effort that your management puts in, to be able to play a final in the in the league final for a long time. Being able to play it inside the stadium, so come out, support it as a family, so we can grow from it, just like the All-Star game and the finals that we're playing here now. If we can build on this, it's only going to improve from here. So if they just come out for the love of the game, that will help everybody else, and it helps with the morale of all the teams as well. When you're all playing together, the crowd or the buzz that there is when everybody's around, you can guess from the example of night cricket. It just gives you a different. It just gives you more urge to be able to perform. So.
All right, Dean.
Yes, I mean, hopefully, I'm trusting that everyone will come out and showcase and be there to support. But first, Mr. President, because I had it in mind to say to you and your executive out loud that, as you and said, I can reiterate too, to be in the stadium, to me, that's an accomplishment. To have our league, one of our main Premier League, are basically from Division 2 coming all the way up, to be in the stadium, showcasing again the skill and the talent that is in South Florida. I must commend you and your executive on that behalf, and hopefully we can only excel and grow bigger from here. Hopefully everyone, I'm expecting that people will be turning out, because everybody is looking forward to this challenge. Myrtle Grove against Googlies, like it's always been. Everyone could come out and support. Good cricket gonna be played. I have no doubt that it's not going to be a competitive final. Just hopefully everyone may come out early enough and just be supportive, regardless of what the outcome may be. And hopefully from here we could transition into the night cricket. We could transition into the T10, where people are so a buzz to come out and be more involved and support the cricket in South Florida again like it used to be and how it's supposed to be because there's a whole lot of talent here. And we as players have to do our part in order to get people to come out. So when people know that, Ricky and I is in the stadium, or Dean Morgan or Damon or Stephen Taylor, and this is Division One we're talking about. We have people here that we could look up to, that people could actually say, okay, Stephen Taylor, national cricketer, what? People gonna show up. And these are things that is good for the cricket. And I hope so it can continue to improve and we can get many more Stephen Taylor, many more talent can showcase from this weekend onward and people be able to come out and support the cricket more than it's probably been in the past couple of years.
Well said, Dean Morgan. Well said, Ricky. All right, guys, we're gonna go into the rapid fire questions. So a little bit different format here. I'm just gonna shoot my rapid fire question. Dean, you're gonna answer. Ricky, you're gonna answer the same question. Okay?
Done. Dean
All
can
right.
go first.
Dean, you go first. Bat or ball first?
But
Bat.
Favorite cricketer of all time?
Rahul Javed,
I think in what I've seen, like in my lifetime, Sachin was for me.
Sachin. Fastest bowler you've ever faced?
Jerome Taylor,
I don't know, man. I've been playing for a long time. I can't think of one. I'll give you. I'll say Drysdale to make you happy.
Drysdale, all right. No, Drysdale. Most annoying teammate on the field?
oh Lord. He's the most annoying teammate on the field. Jesus. There's so much people. I think Sherwin Powell is the most annoying player on the field. But there's quite a few though. But I'm gonna call Sherwin Powell. I'm gonna pick on him.
He's he's pretty annoying when you're bowling against him too. To the other team.
Yeah.
I would say Mohib because when I start cussing and sledging, he does it more than I do. So
A 6 over long on or cover drive for 4?
Cover Java 4 in my dreams. Ooh, that's a beautiful shot.
for me, I would say the 6 over long on because the cover drive is a little bit easier for me to play. The long on 6 is not what I'm used to. So
What's in your cricket bag that you don't need?
I use everything.
I have a few of those rags that I like when I go into bat and I wash clean my face with the sweat. I don't use all of them, but yeah, I have a few of them in there and they need to be cleaned out and washed again.
What hurts
Ricky and I,
more?
I think that's superstition in a Ricky and I.
What hurts more, guys? A drop catch or a duck?
A duck.
Yeah, I agree with that. A duck.
I think a drop catch is the worst feeling in the world.
Well, I think me and Dean don't do it a lot. Maybe you do. That's why.
Biggest superstition before a game?
I personally I don't have any like that. I can tell you one of my teammates, Amit, he's the captain of the team. He doesn't like doing the toss. He likes calling it because he says whenever he calls heads, it's always 100% chance that he wins, that he gets a toss. But in the final, I think we're going to be doing the toss. So,
oh yeah,
that's irrelevant.
You think that's crazy, right? That he believes it.
Yeah, I think it's crazy, but I don't tell him because he's a captain.
Raja, I think my superstition. I like before I go. I like to use the gloves that I'm gonna bat with in the game. I like to use the gloves to knock up with.
Okay, all right. And the final one: if you win this final, what is the first thing that you're going to do?
Well, for me, It depends on your final as well, because if you
Don't
lose,
say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
because I know you're gonna bring all this champagne and whiskey and everything. So if you lose, then I'll be able to use that if I win. It's happened in the past.
I know. That's why I said don't say it. I knew that's what you were gonna say. Dean, what about you? What's the first thing you're gonna do?
The first thing I'm gonna do is hug Mr. Patrick
All right.
because that man had put in his heart and soul in this club. So that would be the first thing I would do before anything else.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys for we're just about an hour. Thank you guys for joining us tonight for the finals preview again. Finals of SFPL this Sunday, the 27th of April, in the stadium, Central Broward Regional Stadium, Division 3, on the outside stadium 1 and 2 at 10 a.m., Division 2 at 9 a.m. Inside the stadium, and Division 1 at 2:30 p.m. Mr. Tucker, I'll give you the final word.
Yeah, I would just like to echo those sentiments from Mr. Dean Morgan. Asking all the cricketers and supporters, their family, to come out at the stadium. Not only because it's cricket, but we also want to show um, management and staff of the stadium that cricket is here, and we would like to continue to play in the stadium. So we're asking everyone, all the cricket teams, and if you really think about it, if we get all the cricket teams to come out to the stadium, it's like we will have a lot of people. And I'm sure if they bring their family out, it would even make it more massive. So again, I'm asking everyone to come out and support this weekend, especially this weekend. Thank you.
All right. All right, guys.
Roger, I just wanna say the last thing, if you don't mind, and I think it'll come from me and Dean both. I just really appreciate what you've been doing, and even Mr. Tucker, with all the coverage that you do. I know it's not an easy job. You're all over the place, and it's your passion, and it really helps us cricketers to watch our game as well, but also for everybody else to be able to watch it. And I think as the president, Roger, you're doing a really good job the last couple of years. There's been a lot of improvements, and being able to play in the stadium this year, being able to utilize that facility after it's been there for like a couple decades now, I think, and just being able to utilize it for the final, I think we're heading in the right direction.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Again, you've been watching the finals preview of the SFPL, South Florida Premier League 30 over tournament. Bye for now, and see you on Sunday at Central Broward Regional Park. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
What up?